To Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time once again here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan with you. It's Thursday, August the 28th. Bob Lauder has returned. Hello, Bob.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Good to have you here with us today. And Sue Tessier McKenzie from the Blackstone Valley Calling Times here. Hi, Sue.
Good morning.
Nice to have Sue here as well. And let's make sure everything's in the right place to go. Okay, say hi again, everybody. Hi, Bob.
Good morning.
And
Good
Sue.
morning.
All right, there we go. There's everybody. All right, thanks for joining us. 766-1240. If you want to call in comments or questions, we'll jump right into it. And yes,
when we
Bob.
were talking ahead of time, and Sue came in really fantastically dressed, she was also saying that you change your wardrobe for various times of the year, and she's gradually working into the autumn feel.
Yes.
into the foliage, right?
Well, like some people jump into turtlenecks and stuff. It's like, no, just because it's cool this morning doesn't mean it's going to be cool this afternoon.
That's right.
It's not turtleneck time. It is still August.
Right.
Okay, now
Still summer.
you and I,
Yeah.
what's the big change for seasons? Less floral neckties?
No.
Oh.
For me, it
Oh,
goes
this I
from.
got to hear.
It's it's so simple, Sue. Ready?
Yeah,
Short sleeve shirts
right.
to long sleeve shirts. That's it. In the closet,
Okay.
we got the short sleeve shirts over here, long sleeve shirts over here. So when the weather gets cooler, and we're talking like 40s, 30s, and 40s, early 50s, okay, switch. And now wear a long sleeve shirt.
See, I personally, men's clothing also changes the pattern and somewhat colors. So, like, in other words, you're not wearing a Hawaiian print shirt as a rule.
Because it's short
And-
sleeve.
Well, not
Normally,
right,
okay.
but still, it had that. The point that I'm making isn't long or short sleeve, because some of the short sleeves can still be worn into the fall. It's
Yeah.
the colors and the print. You just don't wear a Hawaiian print luau looking shirt.
Well, not the business stuff, no.
We're not getting technical with business
all
or
right.
whatever. We're just meaning the fabric. I mean the color and the pattern.
But as a general rule, men's clothing is so
It's very
it's
simple.
so blah. It's so we just wear
Short pants, short pants to long pants.
yeah, and look at the shirt Bob's wearing. You know, it's purple, but it's all one color.
Right.
And you got a T-shirt on underneath,
Which can be worn at any time of year.
That's right. I'm wearing your
It's
basic.
not really purple, just so you know.
Fuchsia.
It falls into the purple category.
And I'm just
family.
blue. We got blues and browns.
You guys are way ahead of me.
And occasional green is okay too. So, anyway, away from men's fashions.
Right.
Sue is setting some high
Let's get on to
standards
some
around
serious
here.
matters.
On the serious stuff. Just absolute shame what happened in Minnesota yesterday with the shooting, and it's something I said to my daughter yesterday at dinner time, because she's going back to school next week, and I said I don't want to say this to you, but I'm going to say it to you right now. I go, you're not safe anywhere. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. I don't want to say that, but if you're not safe in a church at Mass, then you're not safe anywhere.
Well, there've been other shootings in churches as well.
But this,
You're right.
but it was
exactly.
he didn't bust into the church
Oh, no.
and start shooting. He's outside the church shooting through the windows.
Right.
So therefore, you're not safe anywhere.
You are not. That's true.
And I'm like, talk about cowardice.
One of the sad commentaries
Right.
when they were interviewing the small child who was saved and was not shot, but his friend
But
was.
his friend was laying on top of him. Yeah.
And the child was saying, "Oh, we practice these kind of
Well, yeah, emergency
events,
drills. Yeah.
emergency drills." And I'm thinking back to a gazillion years ago when I was in grammar school, and the only emergency drills we ever practiced back then was if a nuclear bomb came over.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be hiding under your desks, and that was going to protect
Which would have done
you.
so well.
Well, in 1953, but it's not
I know they
a safe
have,
world, and it's not the world that many
No.
of us grew up in.
and my daughter's gone through that all through elementary school, through high school. It's your active shooter drill and how you got to huddle in one place of the corner and get away from the windows and like that. But, you really don't expect it while you're at any kind of religious place.
True.
So,
Yeah.
so all I've heard so far, the shooter was 23 years old, male, transgender person, and that's it. White. He had a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. So
And they
far,
were
that's all I've heard.
All purchased legally.
Has that come out?
Yes.
Yeah,
Did he do the purchasing, or did
It
he?
didn't specify.
Cause
just that it was purchased legally.
okay, and so sometimes you hear these cases where they're living at home and their parents purchased them legally and they just took them, kind of thing.
Right.
So waiting for that part to come out. Any word on any? It might be still too early. I'm sure they're checking out wherever this person lived, checking their social media, any notes, any postings that this person has done.
According to the news last night, they were saying that there were postings that the individual had placed on the internet. They've been taken down. They were pretty virulent in some form. And they also said that the shooter's mother had worked as a secretary for the school system a few years back.
For that school system?
Yes, yes.
The private religious school?
Right.
Makes you wonder, does he have something or had something against the Catholic Church?
Well, you kind of said something that may be an inclination, which was
Yeah.
transgender. That may
fall into it. Okay.
May.
It may. Okay, so that's kind of where we stand right now as they still do the whole investigation. He did kill himself. I guess that's why he brought the pistol or the shotgun.
I have no idea.
And it's a bunch of different questions that still come out. If you plan on killing yourself, why are you taking out other people? And why are you taking out kids? What's the point of that? What are you trying to prove doing that? And now you don't have any answers for this. So that's what they're dealing with out in Minnesota right now. I'm hoping no one does any kind of foolish copycat kind of shootings. I always worry about that when things like this happen. Okay, because it happened last week, Bob. Not a shooting, but at some college campuses, which some started last week. And next thing you know, University of South Carolina. There was the word went out. There's an active shooter on campus, so it's shelter in place wherever you are.
Correct.
It's a hoax. There was there was no shooter on campus. Someone just called it in. Next thing you know, I think it was Penn State. Same thing. People hear these things. Oh, let's do that too here. You've heard the term. Sue, have you heard the term swatting? Mm-hmm. So, have you heard the term swatting, Bob?
Yep.
Where you call 911 and make allegations that there's a major incident taking place, and they send out the SWAT teams from the police department to try and quell it.
Close. You're calling them. Something's going on, and we want everybody to rush down here. And now who's ever called you in is timing them to see how long it's going to take for you to actually get here. And it's called swatting. Not necessarily the SWAT team is coming, but let's time the police and the fire and emergency responders. How long will it take them to get here?
What's the purpose of that?
Could be nefarious. Okay, I know it's going to take them 10 minutes to get here. That way, if I actually do something, I've got a good 10-minute window before, if I start doing something bad and someone calls 911 right now when I start, I've got a good 10 minutes before the authorities show up. Let me get done what I want to get done and get out of here before they arrive.
Okay.
It's not a good thing. It's
not
an awful
least.
thing.
No.
So that's what swatting is, in case you hear the term again. And it happened at least 2 college campuses last week, and I just hope nothing comes of the copycat on this thing here. So Bob, you were away last week, but you must have seen the video of Flanagan,
Yes,
the
I did.
assistant AG.
Yes.
Not looking so great. Well, it is to us non-lawyers, Bob, to Sue and I. Mm-hmm. This was hysterically funny. But for you, being in the profession, do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel embarrassed for her?
I don't feel embarrassed for the profession.
Okay.
I feel embarrassed for her because from the videos that I saw, it looked as though she was not exercising the wisest judgment under the circumstances. And
That's an understatement.
she has entered a NOLO plea.
Yeah, let's go over that.
Okay.
A no contest to the misdemeanor charge, because it's just a misdemeanor charge. And it's so when you plead no contest, to me, Sue, I don't know about you, but to me, that's just, well, I'm guilty.
No.
But you're not saying guilty.
No.
Right.
You're saying, what are you saying when
Okay.
you say no contest?
You're saying, I'm not entering a plea that I'm guilty or not guilty. I'm acknowledging that the state has enough evidence against me that if it went to a full hearing, there's a likelihood that a guilty plea would be entered. And there's a reason why you do a NOLO plea as opposed to a guilty plea. And one of the things is whether or not the results of your plea are going to be considered a conviction of the crime under the state law. And if you plead nolo contendere and you have a judge say thereafter, okay, I'm going to give you can pay into the Victims Indemnity Fund, or you pay court costs, or you pay restitution, or you may lose your license, or even have probation, but without a suspended sentence, none of those penalties constitute a conviction of the crime of which you were charged. If you plead nolo and there is a fine or a suspended sentence or a incarceration, then you're convicted. But it's important as to whether or not you're convicted or are. And in this particular case, I believe that she entered the nolo plea. I think they have said that it's a minor penalty. She's not going to be convicted under this.
She received a 6-month filing.
Filing.
So
Okay.
what does that mean?
That means that if she doesn't get into trouble for anything else within the next 6 months, this case will be dismissed.
Will be or maybe?
Will be.
Okay, so that's a definite.
Right.
Okay. She also has to stay away from the restaurant. She was the Clark Cookhouse in Newport. She can't go there for the next 6 months. And she's on 6 months unpaid leave from the AG's office as well. Was the punishment from the AG's office? Were you okay with that, Bob? 6 months unpaid leave, as opposed to being fired right away.
I'm not sure that her behavior was such that she should be fired. I think it was a serious lack of judgment, but it probably was under the circumstances of what it looked as though she was intoxicated. And
Peter Nerona has come out and already has said that, like the
All
next
right.
day. Yeah, she was. Alcohol was involved.
okay,
But
so
did-
every one of us has the opportunity to make a mistake like that, and if this is the only one she's made and she doesn't get into significant trouble on the same circumstances in the future, I don't think that she should be fired. No.
Okay, Sue?
But was she in the restaurant and asked to leave, or was she trying to get into the restaurant? Because everything on video that I've seen is all taking place outside.
I was under the assumption she was inside with her friend
Okay.
and the husband, and they had too much to drink inside, and they were asked to leave. And then they just went outside but wouldn't leave the front of the restaurant.
Well,
And
that's
that's when the
stupid.
Newport police showed up.
I mean, I'm taking it as she was outside trying to be like, but I'm the Attorney General. I deserve a table. Like,
No,
that type of thing.
she mostly was saying, I'm the Attorney General, you can't arrest me.
Well, no, wait.
I'm
but
so
that's why
important.
but I'm saying to the restaurant. So
Okay.
I know Clark's Cookhouse. It does get very busy. It's
Mm-hmm.
open air. To the right across this Black Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Black Oyster. Black Pearl, and you have that little driveway, which technically isn't for driving, other than
Okay.
business related. So I see that, and what I see is she was probably trying to get in and wasn't leaving the hostess
Okay.
stand alone, because
They-
I haven't heard if she was inside.
Well, thinking back on what I saw in the video, the police do ask the people at the host station, what do you want us to do? They said, she won't leave. We've asked her to leave. She won't leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so it's trespassing. We'll get her to leave.
So maybe she wasn't in.
Maybe she was someplace else. Okay.
Maybe she was just trying to throw her title around to get into the restaurant.
All right. So the funniest thing to come out of the whole thing, Bob, on this is the restaurant. They've come up with a mocktail called I'm the AG.
Oh, God.
And I don't know what's in it. They won't say. Well, maybe if you go down there, they'll tell you what's in it. But I said, boy, someone's really thinking at the restaurant. So they came up with this drink, and people are going to go in and order it just so that they can say, I'm the AG. They're gonna charge you $7 or $8 for this, this non-alcoholic drink, and they're gonna sell a ton of drinks of this non-alcoholic drink. This is a great idea. That is such a great idea.
The non-alcoholic one can be I'm the AG. Non-alcoholic would be I'm the AG.
Yeah. What's
the alcoholic one would be I was the AG.
I was the AG. Oh, that's another good one.
Are you listening?
All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way.
Why Sue is so good at marketing.
That's right. Yeah. That's perfect. And we got a note to get to. We will when we come back here on Coffee and.
Join the Coffee and panel weekday mornings at 8 on ON Radio.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Worldwide.
And it's Coffee and on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Bob Lotter and Sue Tesher-McKenzie. And Sue, time for a first message.
Good
from
morning.
the Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times.
Good morning. As Bob pointed out before the last break, so I'm good at marketing. So if you want some help with your business needs, marketing, be it digital, Facebook, friends to follow, you name it, we've got it. We've still got some print ad specials that also include digital for the nominate and vote for me rounds. The nominate ends soon, so those of you looking to be nominated or want to know if you're nominated, please go to our website, www.woonsocketcall.com.
All right there, Sue. Thank you very much. Bob, in your legal career, did you have any dealings with Judge Frank Caprio?
No, I didn't.
No, so
because
you didn't know
he was the municipal court judge down in Providence.
Right.
And very few of our clients ever had problems in Providence that would have his court as the jurisdiction.
Okay. Did you ever watch the show?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
I thought it was amusing, yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you surprised at how human he was? I guess is another good way of putting it.
I think he brought a degree of liberality to the trials he had. I think he gave people breaks under circumstances. And, yeah, I thought he was a good judge.
Okay. It's big when we're going to move your wake to the convention center.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's today.
Okay.
It's not at a funeral home because they're expecting a lot of people.
Yeah, today's the wake and tomorrow's the funeral.
Yeah, so the wake is at the convention center. And if you want to go, the Providence Place Mall is having free parking between 3 and 7 or 3 and 8 or sometime after 3 o'clock for a few hours. So you don't have to pay to go to the wake.
Wow.
So very nice of the Providence Place Mall people to open up their parking garage. so you can go to the wake and not have to spend,
I cannot think
depending
of
on how long
any,
you're in line, it'd be 20
any
bucks or
state
so.
personality who's ever had this kind of a tribute to them. We've had important people die in the past, and nothing to that extent.
Yeah,
Great.
but it's the difference being and I don't want to I'm going to say it this way, but it's much deeper than that. The
3 to 8
lives
for
you
the
touched.
parking. Okay. Yes.
So you weren't only involved with these people, you were involved with these people, many different groups of people, right down to people that were sleeping and living in their cars that, he gave a break to. Not only gave him a break, but also helped in the other direction. I mean, the reality is, once you get hit, and you keep getting hit, and you keep getting hit, it's hard to get out of that pile. So he didn't only help with, okay, you won't have to pay that $50 fine.
Right.
Take it the next step. So it did involve a lot of people.
I think they're expecting a lot of people that he gave the breaks to
Exactly.
show up. So they're
I
expecting
hope so.
Absolutely.
to come in and give their final respects for him today.
And other people that just respected how he handled his position.
Yeah.
So that could be like, normal people you didn't get a break from or anything, but
Okay, so and other judges, other legal people would be there. So, and like the senators, Congress people, who knows if the governor's going to show up? It's a big deal.
It is.
Down in Providence today. We did get a note called in 766-1240. This goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning about the shooting in Minneapolis, and the mayor of Minneapolis did come out and say, "quote We can't let this happen again. I guess we've tried, but we haven't tried hard enough." And it's a rhetorical question, but how do you stop it?
Well, especially, like you said, he was outside, never entered the building. And, I mean, that's kind of a scary
Yeah.
situation. I mean, what do you do? Keep your blinds closed in schools? And
Do we put up
so they don't
bulletproof glass?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's a sad situation. And people think, they're pointing out, Catholic school, public school. The reality is when people I sent my children to Catholic school, not necessarily for a better education or anything of the sort, to help. I'm not going to say it right. You instill certain morals, certain, because there was more of a teacher-student ratio was better. So it wasn't about, I have money, I'm going to do this. I worked my fanny off to get, along with my husband, to put the kids through Catholic school. But it was almost like an extension of parenting, if that makes any sense. I'm probably going to get bashed for that, but whatever. It felt like an extension because you had more one-on-one. And it's not that easy in a public school because student-to-teacher ratio is different.
It's higher.
But in the back of your mind, I think people feel that because they're in Catholic school, they're safer. And it's not the case. And that's, why it becomes so shocking to so many people that that safety net was taken away from them.
And then it comes up, well, now what do you do? And, you don't know the laws in Minnesota or in downtown Minneapolis. Can you carry a gun on the streets? I don't know. It's a big hunting state out in Minnesota, so I just don't know what the
Now, when you say
laws
carry, you're talking openly have your gun.
Gun, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me find out.
Okay, look that up. See what the rules are in Minneapolis.
That's why I had to establish what you were asking.
Is it an open? I think it's called an open carry state.
But
Texas is like
even
that.
if you
Right.
even if you had laws that said, okay, you cannot carry a weapon openly in the city, that doesn't mean that it won't be violated by somebody.
Well, that's right.
And then the question becomes, so what about the mental state of the individual who perpetrates the crime?
Sorry.
And first of all, one would have to have evidence or some kind of indication that a person really had this kind of a mental problem. And then how would you try and either cure the mental problem or respond to it? And that's very difficult as well.
I think from what I also read, no criminal background on this guy.
All right.
As well. I don't know about the mental health issues. What did you find, Sue?
No, not a permissive open carry state. You
Okay.
can get a permit to carry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's see. Okay, moving on. I wish we had more information on this, but there was a body found at South Shore Hospital in Weymouth in a car, in the back seat, wrapped in a blanket and duct taped. This was like last week. And yeah, you didn't hear this? Oh
No,
yeah, yeah.
not at
I
all.
did not hear
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I
And
feel
they-
like they're getting up to trying to determine
They have identified who it is.
if it's
Well, it's not
homicide.
suspicious. Yeah.
Suspicious. Was it
It's suspicious all right off the bat. But what's odd is, and the man is in his late 20s. It's a man, yep, and he's from Portland, Maine. So there's so many questions. Why, how'd you die? How'd you end up from Portland, Maine? How'd you end up in Weymouth, Massachusetts? Whose car is it? Is it your car? I don't even know that.
Wow.
There's 1,000 questions, Bob.
I have no idea. Okay.
And
You're right,
none of
there's
them-
a
none of
thousand
them-
questions. I had not heard anything about this.
None of them have been answered yet. The last I knew, the body went to the MEs.
Right.
Because you got to determine how this person died. Haven't heard any information back yet on what the determination is. But it's just very,
Wow.
very bizarre that wrapped in blankets, and then the next day, oh yeah, he was duct taped, and then it was another day went by. Yeah, he was in the back seat. He wasn't even and parked at the hospital, so they know you're going to be found, right?
Well,
Not saved, but found.
Not saved. No, that's right. I think they're already dead. I believe he was already killed. Killed, wrapped up, put in the car, dropped at the hospital. Yes, found is the operative word there. So, all right.
I'm sorry. This show's going to hell.
Sorry. But keep your eye out
you're
for that
making it much better, though.
because I'm looking for more information on what happened to this person. So, all right. It's the start of school in a lot of places, and up in Ashland, Massachusetts, dozens of children and one teacher all stung by bees. There was a nest at the school,
Oh, wow.
and it got disturbed. Well, thousands of kids are going to do that.
By the bus, like getting off the bus.
Yeah.
Did they? I don't know. I couldn't make out. I thought it said stepped on it, but
Possibly. Sometimes they're a nest in the ground.
Yeah.
It just says a nest was disturbed at a school, David Minus School. The incident happened yesterday. It was the first day of class. 39 kids stung by yellow jackets. They're mean, too.
yeah.
And that there were no severe reactions. So that's good. Some people are allergic to the bee
yes.
sting, so that was good. But some were stung multiple times. And if you've ever been stung by a bee, it hurts.
Yes, it does.
Just one
Yep.
hurts. I mean, multiple times. Ugh. They had to have recess indoor, so we're looking at an elementary school because of the nest. An exterminator was called in to remove it. So,
Wow.
maybe it was just loud. Elementary school kids, they're just going to make noise.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It was
ahead.
an underground highway.
It was an underground. Okay,
That's
so
what
they
I
stepped on it.
thought. I heard that they stepped on. I
So
used to
someone's
live in
gonna
Ashland.
Oh, did you?
Ashland's
Okay.
Ashland's a very nice little community.
You know this school?
I do not.
Okay. But yeah, if you step on it, that's going to rile them up, and
Yeah.
they're just going to come out and attack.
So as they're getting off the bus and they're all
Oh yeah,
stepping
on
it.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't realize
Can you imagine?
they made hives underground.
they do. Isn't that a pain? Usually you can see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Hornets make nests up in trees. Other times bees make them up. But yeah, sometimes they do it in the ground, and they cover themselves up, and you don't know they're there
Yeah.
until you step on them. They come flying out, and now you're surrounded.
Wow.
It's like, now what do you do? So, but yeah, I was one time going to school at Rhode Island College, and I'm sitting on the in front of the. I don't know if how well you know the campus of Rhode Island College.
Not enough.
Okay, but in front of the library
Mm-hmm.
is and it's think of it as a big rectangle, and the library's right in the middle on one of the sides, and there's a stone wall in front of the library where the kids would sit on, especially
Right.
on beautiful days like this, in between classes. And I'm sitting there, and I'm talking to a friend of mine, looking to my left, and the bee landed on me. He didn't see it. I didn't feel it. I have no idea it was on my arm. Where yak, yak, yak. I'm looking at my left, yak, yak, yak. All of a sudden, major pain in my right arm. And I looked over. It was still there.
Wow.
And I'm like, so, I killed it. I'm like, no, now I got to go to the health people.
Right.
It's like, no, what do you think of this?
Yeah, what do I got to do?
What am I
Yeah.
going to do now? So yeah, but it can happen without you even realizing it. They land on you. You don't feel a thing, and I don't know if your arm twitches or flinches or whatever. And it nailed me for no reason. I was not doing anything to the bee.
What time? The time of year makes a big difference too.
Springtime.
'Cause-
I remember it was springtime.
Well, for this time of year, you have the cooler days, the warmer days, the cooler days.
Yeah.
Those bad boys come out. As a matter of fact, walking by Cook's house in Newport, and you have food and drinks, and you
Yeah.
have an exceptionally warm day in the fall. Next thing you know,
Oh,
there they
they're
are.
out.
Same thing happens in the spring.
Yeah.
And they're there. That's where I got stung.
All right. You're not allergic, are you?
No.
All right, that's good. So it's just now they said put ice on it, and it'll go away after a while. Okay, fine.
They must have been like, "What do you want us to do, dude?"
I don't know. I don't know. Can you go in and get the stinger out? Is it already out? No, it looks like it's already out. Oh, okay, fine. Keep an eye on it. If it blows up, go to the ER. There you go. There's my medical news. All right.
my God.
All right, Sue, time for a second message, please, from the Blackstone Valley Call-in Times.
In the last commercial, I failed to give my phone number. So if any of you are looking for assistance with marketing, be it print or digital, you can call my cell phone at 401-487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. Time for the forecast being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Clouds increase today with a high near 75 degrees and a calm wind. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 61. Friday's weather, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms all day. New rainfall amounts of 1/4 to 1/2 an inch are possible during the day Friday. Saturday, sunshine and 74. Sunday, sunny and 76. Labor Day Monday, sunny and 78. Tuesday, sunny and 79. And next Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high near 77 degrees.
Outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, bright sunny skies and 60 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS number 465956.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
ON Radio.
All right, Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callion here with Sue Tessier McKenzie and Bob Lauder. Bob, time for first message from your law office.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. I'd like to talk to you this morning about a recent Rhode Island Supreme Court case which addressed the concept of exigent circumstances, which permit police officers to enter a dwelling without a search warrant, and which decision by the Rhode Island Supreme Court was not unanimous. The case is known as State v. Cooper, and it was decided on August 9th of this year. In the Cooper case, the grandfather of a young woman named Sherbert Maddox called the police. He said that his granddaughter had been missing for several days, and he just received a telephone call from someone who told him that Miss Maddox had been killed and her body was in a refrigerator at her boyfriend's home.
Wow.
The police went to the apartment in Providence, and after knocking on the door and observing someone inside who did not answer the door, the police broke in. They discovered the body of Miss Maddox in the refrigerator and arrested the boyfriend. At the trial in the Superior Court, the defendant moved to have the evidence obtained from the warrantless search suppressed because he claimed that the search violated his constitutional rights. The prosecution argued that exigent circumstances made the warrantless search permissible. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states that the rights to be secure against unreasonable searches shall not be violated, and judicial cases have added that absent exigent circumstances, that threshold may not reasonably be crossed without a warrant. Exigent circumstances are defined as those wherein it is some real, immediate, and serious consequences arising if entry is postponed in time to get a warrant. And the ultimate test is whether or not there is such compelling necessity for immediate action as will not brook the delay of obtaining a warrant. Such immediate and serious circumstances may be present in any of the following exists: the potential for destruction of evidence inside a residence before a warrant is obtained, the risk that a suspect may escape, or a threat posed by the suspect to the lives and safety of the public, the police, or the suspect himself. In the Cooper case, the Rhode Island Supreme Court, by a majority but not unanimous opinion, ruled that the Providence police could characterize the initial reporting as tantamount to a 911 call, and that it was an urgent cry for help, and the police were reasonable in acting to rescue a victim who was hopefully still alive. As I said, the court ruling was not unanimous, and one of the justices of the Supreme Court did not believe that the information upon which the police responded justified the position that they were acting to rescue a victim who was hopefully still alive. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. If you think my office may be assistant to you in legal matters, please call me for an appointment. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer: the Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
All right. So, Sue, we're gonna put Bob on the hot seat again here.
Again?
Okay, I'm ready.
Wait,
All
is
right.
Sue doing the research?
No, she
getting
doesn't have
ready.
to.
Good,
This is more of an opinion piece. So we had the death of the young woman in Attleboro, Kylie Montero. She was
Yes.
11 weeks pregnant. It's right out of Law and Order, Bob. You know, she sends a text to her sisters that says, "If anything happens to me or if I die, Greg did it." Wow. And now he, you know, of course they must show that to the police, and so the police, you know, they work on him until he finally says, he draws out a map.
Mm-hmm.
This is where she is
But
in the
that
backyard.
took a few days, which
It did take a few days, and I don't know why,
surprised
but
me.
that's
That took longer than
police
what one
stuff.
would expect with a text like that.
So if the text is there, and he basically says to the police, "Okay, I know where she is," should he, or will he plead no contest? Is that an option in a murder case?
It's an option, but I don't think he'll probably do it.
Okay.
I would expect that.
He's already been arraigned, and it's already not guilty because that's
right.
what you got to do.
The arraignment is in the district court, and the court does not have the jurisdiction to take a guilty plea in a felony charge.
All right.
He may plead nolo contendere when it gets to the Superior Court. He's still probably going to get convicted.
Yeah.
He's not going to fall into the categories that I discussed earlier with the case down in Newport, where she's not going to be considered convicted of the crime. But I don't know if he's going to plead guilty or if he's going to go to a trial and try and have the police prove the case against him.
They have a lot of evidence.
They have a lot of evidence.
That's what it
true.
looks like.
And he would have been given his Miranda rights before he started talking to the police, and certainly
sure.
before he drew the map.
Yeah.
So I would
I
imagine
would hope so they don't have to throw it out.
I would imagine they will try and work out some kind of arrangement where he pleads guilty, but the penalty imposed is not the most severe penalty available under the terms of the state law.
Like 25 years? Because he's so young? He's 22.
I would think it's going to be more than
More than
25
that. Okay.
years.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, because doesn't account for 2 murders.
That's interesting, yes.
I guess it could. Yeah.
But also, the sisters were saying something that she had gone to a shelter for, I guess, pregnant women or something. Mm-hmm. And I know that there are certain, I'm not going to use the right word, but we'll say legalities about the shelter giving out information on her. So I'm wondering if that plays into factor if a death occurs. And a lot of it is due to the safety and not secrecy. Again, not the right word. I don't know what my words are today, but
Well, who was the shelter giving information to?
if the police go there, because the
Okay.
sisters said they went to a shelter. It's almost like when you go to a certain doctors and they can't give out information. And I'm wondering if that applies because the shelters fall under certain safety logistics. They can't, give too much information because then they become known publicly. And I know what I'm trying to say, but I
Similar to the
can't.
HIPAA laws regarding
Yeah, I wonder if that
disclosure of
applies.
medical.
Disclosure of any
medical
information. Because
right.
HIPAA is, anything that's medical. I have to sign
Yeah.
more HIPAA freaking things than you could imagine. But in that case, because a shelter is there to protect other women in the same circumstance, they don't want to be publicly identified. And I know that there was a situation in a movie that I saw where they were unable, but it depends on where the shelter falls under.
Okay. Well,
That's your job, Bob.
Well-
Find out.
I think
I find out. You're the
Yes.
one who's the expert.
I can't
researcher.
even word it right. You want me to Google it right? Let me see.
Well, I think the alleged perpetrator here is will be back in court sometime in September. Last I heard. So more on that a little later on. Oh, Elizabeth Banks, the actress, is going to play Karen Reed in a Netflix series. Yeah, that was announced yesterday. Said, good casting. Good
Right?
casting.
I'm not familiar with
Oh,
Miss Banks.
She's very attractive.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let me get her picture.
Get a picture for okay. Up in Massachusetts again, we've talked about this a couple of times. Suffolk County Sheriff Stephen Tompkins, he's the man accused of extorting a Boston cannabis company.
Right.
All right. He is now stepping down from his duties following his indictment on federal extortion charges. Maura Healey was asking for it. The Attorney General was asking for it. He finally did. He stepped aside as his case moved forward. But he does plan to seek paid medical leave instead because he wants to continue to collect his $191,000 a year salary. Well, makes perfect sense. I don't know what medical leave he's using, but what...
I'm sorry, I missed that while I was looking up something.
The man he's accused, the sheriff that's accused of
Oh, okay.
extorting the cannabis company.
I did hear that.
He's stepping down while the case moves forward, but he wants to. He's seeking paid medical leave to step down so he can continue getting his salary, which he makes pretty close to $200,000 a year.
Not
So
bad.
there you go. You got a picture of Elizabeth Banks.
Oh.
That's Bob's taking
She's
a look
very
at her.
attractive woman.
Yes, she
Yes.
is. So she'll do a fine job. I think portraying Karen Reed. All right. Let's see. To CVS Pharmacy here in Woonsocket has agreed to pay Mass Health over $12 million to resolve allegations it overcharged Mass Health for prescription drugs. There's so much money in drugs, legal drugs. It's incredible. CVS has had an agreement with Mass Health for the last 30 years, requiring that it be charged prices for prescriptions that are less than any other entity. CVS is also agreeing to review prescription pricing annually to make sure Mass Health clients are not overcharged in the future. Start talking real money here.
You're talking real money, and I would think that's very difficult to probably navigate through. How much are you charging X distributor, and how much are you charging Y distributor for the same product? It's
Very convoluted.
yes, yeah.
That's its own legal path in its own right. That's all you could basically. You only focus on that. I would
Yeah,
say.
right.
You can't do anything else. So it's just crazy, huh?
Should have spent some more time in arithmetic so I could do accounting.
Yeah. There can be money in accounting. When you talk about meds, get prescribed a med, and these are my favorites. Okay, so there's a med, and you see this on TV. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, it's going to help
X.
Like
Yeah.
in this particular case,
But here are all the side effects.
has to do with prostate. Okay.
All right.
So it's going to help you urinate easier. But
What else
may
is it?
cause frequent urination. So, okay. I say leave it alone. If you can still pee,
Then you're all set.
how frequently do you want to go? I don't
Good
know.
question. Yeah.
I don't know. But that's, yeah.
All right. So this happened to me the other day, Bob. I was almost gonna have to call Bob.
Oh no,
No, but
you must be.
But then
really
you decided to
desperate.
call me instead.
no. Yes. Sue, what do I do? So
Yes.
I am driving on Sue's not going to know my routes here. I'm driving on Route 123, all right, in Massachusetts. I'm going through Attleboro, going into Norton, and there's a car in front of me, and then there's a side street, and out of the side street is a state cop, Mass state cop, and the car in front of me takes a right to pull onto the same street as the Mass state trooper, but I don't let the state trooper out. I slowed down so you could take a right, and I just keep going because I've got the right of way.
Right.
And the trooper pulls out right behind me.
Uh-oh.
It's like, oh, okay. And I take a quick scan around. It's like, I don't know what the speed limit here is. I think it's 40, and I was doing near 40, so I'm okay. But he's right behind me. It's like, boy, he's really, really close. So I'm going down 123. Everything's still fine. Now I'm going actually back to my home. And I'm going to turn off 123 because I know there's a bit of a shortcut in Norton to get to where I live. And I take the left to get onto the side street, and he follows me.
Whoa.
I'm like, And now I got to slow down because now it's 30 miles an hour. You know how slow 30 miles an hour is?
Yes,
Oh my
I
gosh.
do.
That is, you're really putzing along. Anyway, and he's following me. No lights. Okay. Now this street comes out to Route 140. Mm-hmm. All right. And I got to take a left onto 140. And there's cars coming from my left and there's cars coming from my right, but there's an opening. And I said, I'm going to block the cop. And I did. And I pulled out. Now he has to wait because there are cars coming to the left that want to go straight, and there's a truck coming from the right that actually wants to take a left onto the street he's on. And I still keep it around 30, 35. And I go, let's see if he catches up to me. And he did. I'm like, what is he doing? And I'm coming along.
You marked as a
I know, but still, there's no lights, there's no sirens. He hasn't pulled me over. And I'm moving right along. I'm just watching him. And then he pulled into a mini mart, and we were done.
Okay, well, first off,
What is he doing?
first of all, he was intimidating you. Second of all,
But why?
Second-
is he mad I didn't let him out?
it's not. It's any cop, and any cop will tell you
Yeah.
that when they're behind a vehicle, just being behind a vehicle can be comical because they're all panicking, all nervous.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why in God's name did you not just pull into a mini mart, a gas station, any side street, whether you needed it or not? You get out. You move. You let them get away from you.
Me move?
Yes.
No, because I was in the right.
But were you not intimidated the entire time?
I was thinking.
Pull over somewhere.
I did think. I go, is he trying to intimidate me? I'm not. Well, maybe a little.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
But I've got it. I've got it under control because I'm doing the speed limit. I know I have no busted taillights. I've got nothing else going on wrong with the car. I'm thinking he's so close because he wants to read my plate. I go, I wonder if he's running the plate.
I'm sure he was.
And
But
trying to find, is there a warrant? Is there anything else on this car that I could pull this guy over for? And it comes back negative, which probably made him mad. No, there's no
All right.
reason to pull me
I
over.
take
so.
back what I said. He didn't call me for advice
I
because
didn't do
we
that.
would not be having this conversation. I would have just said, go into, and because I've done it. I do it daily, working on the road.
But I don't.
I don't want to be
maybe-
behind in front of this guy.
Maybe it's a male-female thing, but I want to know why are you following me? Because I am not doing anything wrong.
But maybe
what are
he
you trying
really
to prove?
wasn't. He was going to the mini mart that happened to be in the same direction as you.
But it was he could have pulled into a Cumberland Farms much earlier than the one he went to.
And so could you.
Yeah, but I didn't
Why
want it.
didn't you?
I didn't want anything. I just wanted to go
Doesn't
home.
matter.
Just wanted to go home, Sue.
You obviously are bothered by it. Next time, future
I
reference.
just-
Don't call me. Don't call Bob. I'm telling you what to do.
Next time, just
Find a convenient place to park,
when it comes down
and
to
then
it,
go home and you
maybe-
can sleep. at
Maybe I
night.
should have just let him out
You,
and let him
not
get in front of
even.
me.
No, because I just experienced that the other day.
But if I'm pulling into the parking lot of a mini mart or whatever, then I look guilty.
Okay.
And what if he follows me into the parking lot?
Okay.
Do I get out and start yelling at him? What are you doing?
Listeners,
Listeners.
what would you do? Do you just, if you're that intimidated that you're talking about it a week later, would you or would you not simply pull into a convenient place to park, whether you want something at Cumberland Farms or not?
If you were intimidated, you would pull into the parking lot.
It's not about being intimidated. Do you want to give them an opportunity to go over 2 speed limit or 3 over the speed limit? Do you want to do that?
What I don't want to give them the opportunity...
You're just being challenging, Joe. Is that it?
I don't want to give them the opportunity to question why what I'm doing or anything like that.
I think we should have the listeners
I
call
think
in
he should have a lawyer sitting in his front seat. That's what I think. Bob, you want to ride shotgun with you?
Oh, that would be great. All right, we got to take a break right now, though.
We do need opinions, though, people.
That would be great. Bob, second message from your law office, please.
I don't think you can compare with what was just going on. Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. I'd like to talk to you this morning about a recent Rhode Island Supreme Court case which emphasizes the importance of responding to litigation. The case is called the PennyMac Loan Services versus Roosevelt Associates. Domenico Company owned real estate in Coventry, Rhode Island, and pledged the property to PennyMac Loan Services, granting PennyMac a first mortgage lien on the real estate. Thereafter, Domenico failed to pay a tax assessed by the Coventry Fire District. After notice to the landowner, the Fire District sold the real estate at a tax sale to Roosevelt Associates. Now, when an entity acquires a tax title to real estate, the owner of the property has 1 year after the date of the sale in which to redeem the property by paying to the purchaser the tax title, the original amount plus interest. In the event the owner fails to redeem the property within a year, the purchaser of the tax title has the right to file litigation in the Superior Court seeking to foreclose the owner's right of redemption and to secure a clear title to the real estate. Domenico failed to redeem, and Roosevelt filed litigation in the Superior Court. The clerk of the Superior Court issued a citation which was served not only upon Domenico, but also upon PennyMac, who was the holder of the first mortgage lien on the property. Although the citation was served upon PennyMac, the citation did not include the address of the real estate, and PennyMac failed to file any defense against the foreclosure proceedings. Consequently, as a result, the Superior Court granted to Roosevelt title to the real estate. Thereafter, PennyMac became aware of the foreclosure action and filed an appeal, claiming that due to lack of address, it was not properly served with notice of the litigation. PennyMac claimed it's a California company with thousands of mortgages, and the lack of the address prevented it from knowledge of the property which was the subject of the foreclosure action. Superior Court and the Supreme Court denied this claim. They both ruled that even though the address was lacking, PennyMac did receive a meets and bounds description of the real estate, along with the name and means of contact of the attorney representing Roosevelt, and made no attempt to contact the attorney and to learn the particulars of the foreclosure. In common parlance, he who snoozes loses, and PennyMac lost all of its rights in the real estate and consequently all of the funds and its ability to foreclose upon the mortgage deed. If you'd like to discuss legal matters with me, please call my office for an appointment. My name is Bob Lauder. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer: Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
Do you find that in law books, Bob, where it actually says you snooze, you lose?
I haven't found that exact phrase.
Jeez, I don't know.
It seemed appropriate.
It should be there.
Yeah.
Don't you think? All right, more coffee ain't coming up. Stay tuned.
First news and best variety of music. ON 1240.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Back Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee In on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan with Bob Lauder and Sue Tesher McKenzie. All right, Bob, you've heard the story with me in the Mass State Trooper, and I let him. I followed. I just kept going, and I let him follow me. Sue said if she was driving, she would pull into a convenience store to try to get them to pass. What would you do, Bob, in that case, if the state trooper, Rhode Island, Mass, doesn't really matter, is following you very closely?
Hold up. First question is, would you have stopped to let him out or not? That's the first question.
All right. Out of the side street.
I probably would have been timid and let him out.
Okay. All right.
Just to avoid having anything arise thereafter.
All right. Okay, now let's say you don't, and now he's following you.
Okay.
Would you pull into a parking lot to try to diffuse, to get him to go away from you or her? Or would you just keep driving along, following the rules of the road?
Nervously driving along.
I was not nervous.
Stop it.
Go, Bob.
I would probably have followed Joe's tactics, although I think that Sue has a very good point and a wise thing to do.
Okay, all right. Could be a.
I think the readers, the listeners, should call in.
I
and,
do
tell
because
us what their response would be.
Unfortunately,
is it going to be
we're running out of
on Joe's side or on Sue's side?
Well, of
What
course, we
should
have
you
to
do?
establish Bob would have stopped. So, just saying.
Yeah, I would have weaseled out and let the guy in front of me.
I thought about it. Should I let him out? Nah, I'll go forward, and he probably got ticked off. Let's see if I can pull this guy over for something, and then probably get even more ticked off when there was nothing to pull me over for. Not speeding. I wasn't crossing the yellow line. There was no one crossing in front of me, so I stopped at a full stop at the stop signs. Did everything right. So you got to move on to someone else. And they moved on. So there you go. All right.
And here's Joe saying he's not bothered.
I noticed.
Oh, it'll bother me for a while of why
20 minutes later.
you're following me.
A week later.
It's not really a week. It was a few. It was about 3 days ago. All right.
Do you really want Joe to be the one who's helping you in some type of crime? If you were robbing a bank, would you hire him to be the getaway driver?
Well, no, because it goes to speed limit. That would be the first problem.
No, I wouldn't be good with that. I also would not be good at any kind of crime scene investigation.
Okay.
The Museum of Science in Boston did that one time as an exhibit.
Right.
Go up. Here's the crime scene, and then now what do you see? Mm-hmm. And I took a look at. I saw a picture online. I said, I don't see anything. I would make a lousy investigator.
Oh, I would kill it.
I would be so bad at it. Let's move on. There's nothing here. When there was a ton of stuff there, it has to be pointed out to me.
That's also borders on like being oblivious to obvious.
That might be it.
But that's a little extreme for what we're talking about. So it's not really oblivious. It's
not oblivious, but when it comes down to giving people directions to places you've been to a gazillion times, well, what street it's on, I don't know, but I know how to get there.
Right,
but not by street names.
Now, wait, do you use the Rhode Island tactic?
Oh yeah,
referring to things.
Well, you have to.
That used to be there. You have to say that.
You have to. So I saw
That's
a
where
meme
Almax
on.
used to be.
Yep,
Yes.
I saw a meme on Facebook, and it said, "All right, honey, go south on 120, and hold on, Christopher Columbus. Am I heading to Target or am I heading to Walmart?"
Yes.
One of my favorite ones is someone has photoshopped in, and it's a photo of a "Welcome to Rhode Island" sign that's on the highway that actually says "Welcome to Rhode Island. Take a left where Almax used to be." I said, that's
awesome.
So funny. Only Rhode Islanders get that joke. Others will not. With the few minutes we got going, want to let you know that Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift are engaged, but sales of his jersey in Kansas City has spiked 200%.
And her dress is sold out.
What dress is that?
The dress she wore for the engagement.
People, I didn't think people go and buy that. Wow, that
It's sold
must be
out.
thousands of dollars. For
Sold
that.
out. There were, I think they said 1 million live watching
Watching it happen.
the actual engagement. I think it was a
Wow.
million people.
She's got a lot of fans. Wow.
Yep.
So okay. And the funniest thing I saw was they have to change the name of the jersey on the back of Travis Kelce to Swift. As soon as they get
That
married,
is funny.
his name will be Travis Swift
That is funny.
going forward. All right, that does it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Bob, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me. Hope to be here next week.
All right, and Sue, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Pull over when the cops follow you, right?
Hopefully Dave will have me back next week.
This has been great.
I'm sure he will be. All right, I'm Joe Callahan. We'll talk again at 2. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your members after the 9 o'clock news on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio. I'm Mike.